from the heart of the action. This is the global goalpost. You're home for everything World Cup.
All right, welcome to Shin, and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm Jess, this is Big Mike, and we are Shin, and Shenanigans. You can find us on X and shinpad_IESR. All right, how's it going tonight, Big Mike?
It's going well after 2 nights of tornadoes. I am still here.
Goodness gracious.
So that's a plus.
Right?
But outside of that, all is good. Good week. We're in the second round, if you will, of the group stage from World Cup. So life is good. How's your week going?
Not too bad. Been doing some working interviews the last couple of days, so they're gonna offer a job. So I'm like, yay, I have a job again.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially after being laid off last week.
Oh,
yeah,
it's brutal. It is brutal out there, man. It really is.
For sure. All right, we're gonna start out with
game. We got the beautiful game to cheer us up.
Right, absolutely. And we're gonna start out with kind of the regular stuff. No, towards the end we'll get into the World Cup stuff.
Yeah, it just means you guys stick around and watch.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right, let's jump on into the MLS. Austin FC have announced their new head coach. Jim Curtin is the new head coach. What do we think about this?
Well, is he going to get you to the promised land?
Maybe,
but maybe not. But based off his resume, is he going to improve you vastly?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think this is good.
That's gonna happen.
I think this is good. I'm not saying he's going to get them to the promised land and get them over the hump per se, but I think he's going to make this squad much more competitive in relatively short order. So I think this is actually good. I think this is a good thing.
Absolutely. I think he's been with Philadelphia Union for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, and I think winning the playoffs 7 of those years.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Playoffs 7 times. Yeah. And they also won the 2020 Supporters Shield, the 2022 Eastern Conference title, and they reached the MLS Cup in 2022. So.
Yep. So now I think he'll get him turned around. Like I said, I don't know who'll get him. I don't know if he'll be hoisting a cup per se, but you just want to get this team turned around in the right direction, have him be competitive, and I think he'll do that.
Absolutely. Now, for you Austin fans, he's not going to be taking over until the end of the season, so you've still got a good chunk of time with Davey as your interim head coach. So you're just going to have to grit your teeth and get through it the rest of the season.
Yeah, something to look forward to. Well,
absolutely.
We'll go glass half full on this one.
Yeah. Glass half full. All right, moving on over across the pond to the EFL.
Glass half empty. Glass completely empty.
Right. Wolverhampton Wanderers have sacked Rob Edwards.
Another sacking.
Yeah, another sacking. I think they've already appointed a new manager.
Yes. I don't want to say his name. I'm going to butcher. Yeah.
Right. But they have already appointed a new manager, and what really gets me about this story is that Edwards didn't even know that he was on the chopping block. He was on vacation with his family, and his family saw the rumors on social media and told him.
Yeah, and then I think they axed him over the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he called him up, and they were like, "Yeah, no."
That is some low class BS right there.
Yeah.
There's no other way to spin that.
Yeah. That was definitely not a professional way to handle the situation.
Nope. Way to try to increase your fan base there, by the way. Well done.
And because of his sacking, their recent signing, Kieran Trippier,
yes,
considering canceling his agreement.
I mean, I can't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, sure he's got some good lawyers, and it's not official until July 1st. We'll see what that fine print is. There's always fine print, right? But I mean, right there, if I'm seeing this as a class of an organization that I'm coming into, I don't know if I'd want anything to do with it.
Yeah, agreed. Like, he was just so like frustrated about it. Like, and it's basic, and came across in social media as he wants to cancel his contract after one day because he felt like he was being misled.
Right.
Because he and Edwards really bonded.
Yep.
So that's fair. That's fair.
It is fair, and I mean, and just handle it the right way. You know, just handle it the right way. And who knows, if you handle it the right way, maybe, you know, you don't have this issue where he's like, all right, fine, I don't like it, but I signed a contract, I'll stick it out, whatever. But you do it this way, man, that's just, I mean, your hardcore fans going to be your hardcore fans, and that's one thing, but that just, to me, that just screams bad culture.
I agree. Moving on over into the Premier League. Got a comment on that situation. Last in the table. If you're going to fire the manager, do it immediately as the season ends. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, just just do better.
Agreed. Do better. Speaking of doing better, Everton have been ordered to pay Burnley £35.1 million.
That's a chunk of change.
That is a chunk of change. This is after Burnley sued them for breaching the Premier League rules because Everton cheated the financial system.
Damn cheaters.
All right. And it's the loss of chance principle. Burnley believe they are due compensation because they were relegated, and Everton ended up overspending and narrowly avoided relegation. Do they have a case?
I mean, yeah. I'm no lawyer, but yeah. I mean, you're cheating. To me, we had this discussion with I think it's I can't remember which. I'm drawing a blank, but which team was it we were talking about a few weeks back? It was videotaping and cheating. It's a different form of cheating, I guess, where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I think it was Real Madrid.
Yeah, that might have been it. I can't remember, but regardless, to me, cheating is cheating. I don't really. You're cheating. You're cheating. You got to pay a price for it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the comments coming in real quick. Don't mean to go off subject here, but this is really cool. So thanks for the comments. Keep those chats coming. I just noticed that Adam said he wants to adopt all the Tartan Army, which we will talk about the Tartan Army near the back half of the show, because that is just flipping phenomenal.
Craziness.
Anyway.
Yeah, and we also see the comment about is that roughly $70 million? I think it's actually roughly $46 million.
It's still a lot of money.
It's still a lot of money, though.
It's still a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Oh, let's get a NASCAR reference in here. Let's go.
Right? Oh, goodness.
You can cheat all you want, but if you get caught, you got to deal with the consequences, man. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Exactly. We're going to talk about another lawsuit a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We knew we was gonna come back to that one too, but anyway, I digress.
Continuing on into the Premier League, we've got Ipswich. They are currently without a manager, a permanent manager right now. Kieran McKenna is taking some time away from management in order to spend time with his family. So, good on him.
Yeah,
You
can't be mad. You can't really be mad at that.
They are due compensation when he does return. So, if he takes another role within 12 months, Ipswich are due an estimated £7 million in compensation.
So not bad for the club either. At the end of the day,
not bad.
Not that you want to lose your manager per se, unless it's your choice. But in this case, good on him. And if he decides he doesn't want to come back, then they're gonna get a little bit of coin in their pocket. So it can work out for both potentially.
Right. Potentially. We're going to be talking a little bit more about kind of related to it, but in a different portion regarding Man United's former manager.
Right.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
You will.
All right. Some of you may have seen, especially some of these hardcore Liverpool fans, Darwin Nunez returned to Liverpool. About this rumor, just letting you know.
Rumors
are
rumors.
Yeah. These are false. Several credible sources have confirmed that even though he is a free agent after his departure from Al Hilal, there are no talks of a return to Anfield at this time. So, sorry guys, he's not coming back to Liverpool.
Yeah. There's this is one of those rumors where there's absolutely no smoke. You know what I mean? Like, you see some rumors and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Start digging in, like maybe there is a little something here. And sometimes it does come to fruition, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
But these are not true. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Are we sorry?
Are
you really sorry though? I mean, as a Man City fan, are you really sorry?
I mean, personally, I haven't followed this play, so I'm like, I don't really know if it's would be a good thing for him to come back or not. So
yeah, I don't. I think they can find a very suitable, manager there and be just fine.
Yeah,
we'll see though.
We'll see. More financial stuff. Hull City face a possible 6-point deduction. Now, even though they won the playoff and that playoff winning came around with £200 million, they still need to sell some players before the end of. I think it's before the end of this month that they have to sell some players.
Yeah, that's what I had read too. Is like by June 30.
Yeah, absolutely. It's to avoid starting the new season point deduction. They have to generate £6 million in profit from player sales because they overspent. I think it was.
Yeah. So in this scheme of things, to me, like 6 million isn't. I mean, to all of us, it's a big number, right? But when it comes to these businesses, these clubs, that's not like a crazy number. So something tells me they'll find a way to get that done. You would think.
Right. Going into the comments here, do either of us do EL fantasy football? I do not. I don't really understand fantasy football enough to participate. What about you?
So I will answer that question as well. I don't have enough, football fans, if you will, that are friends of mine that follow it enough to do it. To be quite honest, and I do fantasy football as in here in the States, and it's fine. I know it's a big thing. I know people are really into it. Whatever, yada yada. I do that just for fun with some friends, just for bragging rights. Nothing. We don't put a lot of money into it or anything stupid like that. I'm not saying stupid. Just let me clarify. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to EPL, I only got a couple friends who follow it, and so at that point, it's just kind of like, is it really worth for like doing a 4-person league or something like that? So yeah, long answer.
Like I said,
no.
I don't really understand it enough personally. If I understood it, I might be more into it.
I learned, at least with when I started doing, fantasy, American football, if you will. It took me I just did it for like the first season. It took me some time. I mean, it took me the whole season. I figured it out, but I think it's one of those things too. Like, people can explain it to you and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, I kind of get it. But then once you start doing it, and then you kind of see what it's about, what people are doing, then it's like, okay, I kind of get this now. It's kind of one of those things. At least it was for me.
Moving into World Soccer. This is not World Cup yet, but we're getting closer.
We're getting there.
Getting there. A little bit of sad news for some Watford fans. Former Watford manager Kenny Jackett has passed away at the age of 64 after dealing with a period of health issues. I mean, it's one of those things, like, it's like manager sackings. You see players and former managers unfortunately passing away, and it's just so sad to see.
Yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, he played the Watford all, or at least most, if not all, of his career as well. Tough loss for that club and the fans, and you hate to see it. I mean, it's sad, and it's what's even more sad is lately, we've been doing this show for a bit now, and it feels like we're talking about somebody passing almost as much as we're talking about someone being sacked.
Yeah,
not quite, really, but almost.
I don't always mention it on the show, but I do see it quite often, about as much as I see sackings.
Yeah, I mean, I think
some are kids.
Yeah, and that's those were stories I haven't want to I hate even I hear the news and I see it and I just immediately turn the volume down or mute it because I just don't even want to hear it. It's just so damn sad. Yeah. So, but this was a guy who gave a lot of time to Watford, and it's just sad. And again, one of those things. It's thoughts and prayers to his friends and family and the fans. That's never it sucks. It's an unfortunate part of life, but he did a lot for that club. So hopefully he'll be remembered hopefully he'll be celebrated in the proper way. I'm sure he will be.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, he only had a 10-year span career, and he played the entire thing at Watford from 1980 to 1990. And he made 428 appearances, scored 34 goals, but unfortunately he did have to retire at the age of 28 because of persistent knee issues. Yeah. But I mean, he managed so many different clubs too, Watford, Queen's Park Rangers, Swansea City, Millwall, Portsmouth, Rotherham, and Leyton Orient. And then finally, he served as the director of football for Gillingham for a short time because he had to step down in 2024 for medical reasons.
Yeah. Quite the journeyman.
Quite the journeyman. Quite the journeyman. And for some of you Celtics fans, moving on into managers, kind of staying in the realm of managers. Celtic have appointed Martin O'Neill as their new manager. What do you think about that?
Second time around.
Mm-hmm.
1-year deals. I'm not always big fans of those. But
isn't he 84 or something like that?
That's where I was getting ready to go with that. He's
up there.
He's about to be professional Dumbledore's age, I think, or close to it. So that would make you could find the logic there in a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
But just me personally, I don't love 1-year deals. I mean, I don't mind a 1-year extension on a current deal or something like that. So, don't love it, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one.
I mean, he did during his first stint. He did win like 3 league titles.
Yeah, he has a resume. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Yeah.
hating on that at all. I just anytime there's a 1-year deal, I don't know. And I get it. He's up there in age. I understand that. It just unless that's what he wanted, then maybe it's a different story. Or a little
That might
different.
have been what he wanted.
It could be if he's what he wants, like, hey, let me do this for a year and see how I'm doing. And then that way, if it's not working, then it helps you guys. Then I have a little bit of a different take on it, I suppose. But if it's more of a club thing, then I'm like, really?
I think it's more of it's more what he wanted.
It would
I
think you
feel
would
like
think on the surface. On the surface, you would think that.
Yeah, because I mean, he did that not only is his second stint as their permanent manager. Because I mean, he spent 5 years as their manager back from 2000 to 2005. But he also served as the interim manager both before Nancy and after Nancy left. So, I mean, he spent a lot of time as their interim manager too.
So, yeah, with all this being, a spitballing here, I think it does kind of lead you to an inclination that maybe this is more on him. And and if that's the case, then I'm better with it. Especially, he's been around since the Lincoln administration.
I don't know, man. 1-year deal for a manager does not seem like it. Just seems like why bother?
And that was my original point. Is like, really? But then, as you and I are kind of talking about it, we're kind of talking about history, his age, everything else. And if it does more from him, that's a little better to me. But otherwise, I would completely agree. It's like, what are we doing here? I think you and I talked about this with a few contracts we've seen that are 2 years. It's like, wow, is that a big, how much faith in this guy?
I know, right?
So, it'd be interesting. It'd be nice to be a fly on the wall.
Right. I'm also just trying to look up real quick if it was like was it his choice?
Yeah, that would be interesting to truly know, because I'm sure you could probably go find conflicting reports.
Oh, probably.
So I'd be curious on that.
According to this, it was Martin's explicit decision to take the permanent job. But I'm like, why for 1 year though? I'm just trying to skim that.
I mean, with the age, it could just be like, hey, can I still do the grind?
Yeah. It was, according to this, the decision for a 1-year contract with a 1-year extension option is primarily driven by O'Neill's age and the unique short-term nature of his return. So age is a factor.
Yeah.
In this. And they're also trying to avoid past mistakes. So there's one who Nancy was only a 33-day tenure, so
I don't know. I think this will be one of these things we see how it plays out. Nice little Braveheart reference. You know what? Trust the Irish. Stephen was my favorite, by the way. It's my island.
My
island. It's mine.
We have a live update in the first quarter of the 0-0 game. All right. Let's get into some Real Madrid stuff.
Drama.
Drama and shocking signings, in my
Yep.
opinion.
No, the signing, yeah. There's some drama.
Yeah. Still, yeah, we'll get to the drama in a minute.
Yeah.
But they have signed Bernardo Silva from Man City on a free transfer for a 2-year deal. Now, from what I understand, Mourinho specifically requested Silva.
Correct.
And I'm actually doing a piece on this because I think it's actually it's a smart move. I definitely don't think Mourinho is going to be there for more than 3 years because he's got that whole 3-year self-destruction thing going on
in
his careers. But I definitely think the combo could bring Real Madrid back to being a respectable club.
Also agreed.
Yeah, and from what I understand and what I've read, that Silva is actually going to be able to like bridge that gap that's in the dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of like this. And I feel like I probably should have known as a Man City person, but I didn't really know that he was the captain of City's team this last year. So he's a quiet captain. But the point is he's a quiet captain, and amongst all of the egos, that is necessary. That is something that is such needed.
Yes. Quiet strength is so, I think, under appreciated for sure. Yeah. And I'd say by a lot of fans just in general undervalued.
Yeah.
Really exactly. Is. You got to have, and I'll say as a general sports fan, and in general, I love all sports. Obviously, I love our game, but I've seen some players and head coaches, managers, whatever, and they're just kind of quiet and kind of doing their thing. But the next thing you know, that team's competing for a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the best ones, the best leaders, all that are not always the most vocal ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And from what I understand, he's also one of the few players that are willing to quote unquote do the running. Because like a lot of these bigger playmakers, they don't really want to like put in the work and do that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I feel like that's going to really, really help with that.
No, I agree 100%.
And all of these big egos that they've got going on, in the piece that I'm writing, I compared it to when two bald eagles fight midair. Because if they don't stop fighting, it's going to lead to some pretty disastrous results.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where we're at with Real Madrid.
Yep.
So I kind of feel like...
Are you a fan of birds?
No, not quite really a fan of birds. It's just something that kind of came to my mind when I was writing.
Oh, it's a great analogy. It's a solid analogy. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I was like, I don't hear that analogy all the time. So that's what made me think. I'm like, are you a big fan of like birds of prey?
Not really, but it just, for some reason, I was just thinking about like eagles when they fight midair, because I was like, they're got so many players that the egos is sky high. So, and it's not a great combo for a team in general.
Well, I've got some pretty cool bird stories, off the air. If you ever need them for analogies for writing, I got you.
Good to know. All right, guys, we're going to just a little break before we get into the more Real Madrid drama. Gonna take a short little break. You guys have been watching Shin and Shenanigans right here on Esports Radio, your direct feed for all sports.
Sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
All right, guys, welcome back to Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, back to the Real Madrid drama. More money. Real Madrid and Barcelona lawsuit going on. Just more, they're just a laughing matter to right now. These days.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole organization seems like it's just such a joke right now.
Well, yes. And you and I said when Mourinho gets there, it'll crack it and crack the whip and get him into shape. Until the third year when he implodes. But yeah, I mean, this is just, I think, what are y'all doing? But, I don't necessarily blame him for filing a lawsuit.
Right. Yeah, I don't either.
I mean,
for those that are unaware, do what now?
Not that I'm a big fan of lawyers at all, but
no, I don't think anybody really is.
But at the same time, it's like
they
we're not
a pretty good case. But
yeah.
And for those that are unaware, Barcelona are filing a lawsuit against the president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, for alleged slander and defamation. He accused Barcelona of stealing La Liga titles through means such as paying off referees.
Because we're not good enough to beat Barca by ourselves.
I don't know.
We're just not good enough to really beat anybody of relevance as of late, but that's neither here nor there. The whole thing's just ridiculous to me.
It is. It absolutely
is. It's such a, we've said this a million times. It feels like Real is such a strong brand. It is. You got fans all over the world. Just like, get your house in order. Get your house in order. Right the ship, and come back and do what Real Madrid has been known to do over the past how many years?
Right. I don't know.
Love him or hate him. I mean,
I'm kind of agree with this. It's just ridiculous.
It is.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So, some tells me it won't go anywhere, but so I hope. But yeah, we'll see. We'll keep talking about it. We'll keep bringing it up as news comes up, and if anything else, we'll probably laugh at it.
Yeah, right. Some funny stories later, though, too, about related to the World Cup.
That's true.
But our last piece for the World Soccer segment is Man United are saving millions of pounds because Ruben Amorim has been appointed AC Milan's new manager. They just saved themselves a chunk of change.
There you go, United fans.
Right. I think it was a contract. Like, there was something in his contract that was like, they don't owe, if he finds another job within a certain time frame, they don't have to pay the rest of that compensation.
Right.
And he is now AC Milan's new manager.
Well, maybe United can actually take some of that money and invest into maybe beating City.
I don't know about that. But maybe they could be better.
Maybe they can make it closer to beating City. How about that?
Closer to beating City. Just closer to beating City.
Yeah, like I said, I've said it before. We want to. It's good when both teams on a rivalry are good, because then it just needs some form to beat them.
United has not been good.
They've not.
Like, and it doesn't help with their managers doing this number.
Nope.
It's just insane.
Yep. Meanwhile, you're secretly going back as a City fan going,
Exactly. But yeah, you will now see him in Serie A as AC Milan's new manager. Hope that goes well for you, dude. Clearly things didn't work out at Man United. Yeah. And sometimes the job just doesn't fit.
No, that's 100% accurate. I mean, sometimes it's just not a fit. It just doesn't work there for whatever reason. You go somewhere else and it works. Mm-hmm. So, who's to say? I mean, there's some again rumors with AC Milan right now and some of the players. So we'll see. But doesn't mean even if those rumors were actually true, which I'm not saying they are. I have no idea at this point. They're just rumors, but doesn't mean by his second year he can have a competitive squad on the pitch. So
who knows?
Who knows? Sometimes the grass is greener.
And sometimes it's greener because around the sewage tunnel.
God, that's also true.
Mm-hmm.
That is also true.
All right. What you guys really came here to talk about, the World Cup. We're starting off with an interesting story tonight. World Cup Final Destination style. Video. That thing was crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy. Now, like, for some of you that don't know, and I mean, it's gone viral, so I don't really think a whole lot of people don't know. A giant inflatable World Cup ball broke free from the Bamboo Plaza during a storm in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
The storm caused some flash flooding and strong winds. And this incident where wind carried the ball into a palm tree where it rebounded back into traffic. And like,
Can't make this up.
This World Cup ball is the size of a car. Like, this thing is not tiny. I mean, if it were, it would not be a story.
Correct.
But this thing is not tiny. Thankfully, the incident did not cause any major property damage or injuries. And it's been reported that only traffic chaos, where motorists had to slam on their brakes and swerve to avoid hitting anything, was the only damage. So, and when you watch the footage, it's during a, like, you can barely, like, it gets to a point where you barely see the ball.
Yes.
But it's dark. It is pouring down rain.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Go just check out World Cup ball.
Yeah.
Just on YouTube. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah.
Worth the watch.
Yeah, worth a watch. Oh, I was like, what the heck, man? But I mean, you got to admit, it was pouring down rain.
Yes. Yeah, it was a monsoon.
Mm-hmm. A proper monsoon.
Yes.
I would be scared to even ride in a car in that type of weather.
Oh yeah, that's one that you can't see out your windshield, and you're trying to find an overpass to pull underneath just to, calm your nerves.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of calming nerves, great segue there.
Got you.
So, Canada, marijuana, and the World Cup.
Cue the Cypress Hill music.
Right. Now, this is not a combination of words that you expect to hear. But
well, maybe the first two. I'm not so sure about the World Cup, but yeah. Anyway, I digress.
So, now this is kind of it's funny, but it's also kind of a what the heck type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, the owners of a Canadian weed store, Cosmic Charlie's in Canada. They made a World Cup shaped apparatus. You can probably guess what that is.
Yes, I'm sure everybody can guess.
FIFA swiftly gave a red card by serving legal cease and desist papers to the cannabis company for copyright infringement. These guys don't mess around. They do not mess around.
No, they do not.
And some of you might be wondering, how'd they find out if it's kind of a smallish company? Well, the thing is, the story had been featured in a local newspaper on June 5th, and of course, this immediately caught FIFA's attention. And the papers were served on June 12th. So, the papers listed out 8 demands, including turning over receipts, marketing materials, and information on how many of these apparatuses they sold, where it procured them from, and what its profits were. That was just some of the demands that they stated in these cease and desist papers. Now, according to one of the co-owners, Caddy, the store only stocked 2 of these. Only one sold, as to a local customer who wanted to keep it as a time capsule. This gentleman didn't even smoke. He just kind of wanted to keep it as kind of a memento kind of situation. Because, you know, some people just buy things. Yeah. They don't even use them.
Correct.
You know? So, I mean, there's that. And according to one of the co-owners, the statement that they said was, we took a hammer to it this morning, a pair of scissors, and sent the attorney proof that it was unusable and unsellable. So you won't be finding any marijuana apparatuses.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right, because I know anytime I want to go out and show my pure athleticism and just run laps on everybody, I go have a smoke.
Right. Seriously.
But yeah, I mean, it's this where, like, to me, like, you know, as a businessman, I get infringement and all that stuff. I understand that. I do. But this is somebody, they're just trying to have a little bit of fun. Mm-hmm. You get to hosting a World Cup. I mean, you know, just kind of going with it, having a little bit of fun. To me, it was just innocent, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you know, he's not wrong. You mess with these big organizations, and anywhere it's even remotely close to it, they come down and they throw their fits.
Yeah. I did read, I don't know how true it is, but I did read that because, I mean, these things are like $50 a piece. They only made 2. There were only 2 of them. One of them sold, so $50 in profit. Well, it being only $50 in profit and them giving them a multiple page cease and desist order, I think it's like the smallest, what was it called? Yes. I don't know the wording of it.
And I would argue it's even smaller. It's less than 50 because they sold it for 50.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't cost them $0. It was probably a cost of $20, something like that in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably making $25-$30 a profit ish.
Probably.
And that paperwork costs more than that.
Oh yeah. 100%. Because you gotta figure, multi-billion-dollar organization, what are they paying their lawyers?
Exactly.
It cost them more for their lawyers to get the paper than it did for the profit that they received.
And $30 wouldn't even pay them 15 minutes.
Oh, right?
Like, hey, sound financial strategy there, boys. Well done.
But you definitely don't mess with those organizations.
No, you don't. You absolutely don't.
But this was just a story I was like, it's crazy, but I was also like, there's no way I'm not sharing this with you guys because
I know.
like I have seen so much stuff, so many interesting stories since the World Cup started.
Oh, there's so many.
So can you imagine? Like, I just want to like see about a list of like by the end, what kind of stories are we gonna be collecting?
Oh, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane.
And speaking of insane, I mean, FIFA, they're like definitely no cover up anything that's not a sponsor. That includes Levi's. And they're playing at Levi's Stadium. And they have a redacted look.
That they do.
And the thing is, they asked him to cover it up, of course, because they're not a World Cup sponsor, so they don't want anything to be seen like that. They've even gone to the point, the World Cup has gone to the point where they are like taping over any sort of like brand, even all the condiments have tapes on them.
Right.
For certain, I don't think it's throughout every stadium. I think it's just for when they're in front of the camera type of situation.
Correct.
But I mean, when it comes to Levi's, we all know what Levi's logo looks like.
Yes.
And while other brands have also been asked to cover up their logos, Levi is capitalizing on this.
It's brilliant.
Right? Because it's absolutely brilliant. Props to their marketing department, man. Like Levi's is so recognizable that even if you cover it up, the simple shape, it's Levi's.
Correct.
And of course they even put that redacted logo onto their social media with the new tagline that reads, "Behind every original."
Bravo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It
well
is
done, you guys.
utter freaking genius.
Well done. That's all
Utter
I can say.
freaking genius. What a way to turn limits to limitlessness.
Yep.
Seriously.
Take a negative, turn it to a positive times 10.
Right? Oh my gosh. But like, of course they're going viral for it, so they're getting even more marketing.
Yeah, more marketing or get more business, increase revenue, all of it. Mm-hmm. So everybody, thanks, FIFA.
Yeah, right. All right, moving on into more national team related news. I did see this. Norway is making their national team do daily urine tests. Now, this is not for drugs. I promise you, this is not for drugs.
They all went to the Canadian store.
And Adam's commenting, that feels like a future 30 for 30 episode. I mean, could be.
Could be that or an E60 documentary. Either one.
Right. No, these daily urine and hydration tests are to monitor the player's health with regards to the heat. Because apparently America can get pretty darn hot compared to other countries.
Yeah, they're finding this out the hard way.
Yeah, they're finding it out the hard way. And we're like 30 Celsius. 30 Celsius is 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
Something that we're kind of used to.
Mm-hmm. Not so much in Norway.
Not so much in Norway. Not so much in Norway. I mean, there's a reason. Like, they get so much snow. There's a reason that there is a reality TV show on Disney called Ice Road Rescue.
Correct.
Anyway, so the testing is to tell if a player has been in the sun too much, and they're being tested 3 times. I think 3 times a day. So they're tested when they wake up and before and after training. So.
And as we mentioned last week, they're getting fed like kings, or I should say like Vikings.
Yeah, right. They're leaning into the Vikings.
Yes, they are. The Viking row, this Erling's look.
Mm-hmm. Good God, Molly, 118 at 8 p.m. Do not miss living in the South.
Yeah, that's a touch on the warm side.
Yeah, just a touch.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure so much about this team. Maybe Scotland, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we'll get into it this show. We might get into it on.
If we get to it tonight, we'll get to it Saturday for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to jump into Argentina. Things going on with Argentina and the World Cup. So, this topic. The Argentinian government gave U.S. authorities a list of 13,000 Argentine fathers who have failed to pay child support owed to their children. Now, this is intended to stop from attending World Cup matches, and according to the mayor of Buenos Aires, those who fail to meet a responsibility as fundamental as feeding their children must face the consequences. If they do not provide for their children, they will not be allowed into the stadium.
Good.
I agree.
If you can afford a ticket, seriously, we've talked about the ticket prices for these matches, right? If you can afford a ticket, you can support your kid. If you can't support your kid, you don't get to do the fun stuff.
Right. And I mean, it is being praised that they've done this. So I am in agreement with you. Feed your kid, be able to go to the game.
Yep. Pretty simple concept.
Right. And speaking of children, kind of sort of children, Messi. We'll start off with a little bit more negative first. Now, well, they both tie together. So Messi he's not only the youngest player to score in the World Cup at just under 19 years old. He's now the oldest Argentinian player to score a World Cup at just under 39 years old. And these things happened exactly 20 years apart, not a day difference.
Cannot make this up, folks.
Cannot make it up. Absolutely cannot. Some of you may have noticed that Messi was tearing up after scoring the opening goal against Algeria. Now, this wasn't football related. He's been disclosed that his father has not been in good health over the last year, and so that's been kind of weighing on him. So,
yeah, and I think as it would most of us, right? So I'm sure it was a good moment for him in a way that, if you don't know, you still know.
yeah,
With health and whatever, it's like, you hope his dad is going to be okay and will continue to live out life for a while, but it reports like it's not in the best health. So sure to be able to put a goal in and knowing his dad's watching.
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to not be emotional over something like that.
Yeah. It's
And good on him.
I know.
There's a game.
Yeah,
I mean,
good on him.
That was I thought they were going to win the other night. I know we're going to get in the World Cup here in a bit, but I didn't necessarily think he put 3 goals in.
Right? Oh my gosh. He is just being. I think he got a hat trick, first career World Cup hat trick that night. So
yeah,
good on him.
Not bad for someone who's about to turn 39.
Oh, I know, right? Good grief. He's still showing the youngsters how to do it.
Yep. All 4'7" of them.
How short is he?
He's not 4'7". I'm just saying. I mean, there's this piece I saw with, I think MasterCard did it or something, and it had some guy who runs a club, I think in the Northeast. I can't remember where it was, but he only got so far just because of his height, and he didn't have the physical, stature, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And Messi doesn't necessarily have the physical stature either. But look what he's done.
Yeah, I just looked up. He's 5'7".
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I feel like, don't. What is it? They don't realize that in soccer, height does matter.
Yeah.
Because you got those aerial duels going on. It's
for him to be able to do what he's done in his career with his physical stature is pretty mind blowing. And Adam, no, hockey stole from soccer. I'm just gonna say it because we're on the show.
Did I don't know. They might have. I don't know.
We'll call it a draw. That's what all the people who don't follow the game like. They did a draw.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Well,
he's tied with John David of Canada for the Ballon d'Or. Honestly, I feel like Messi could probably snag that Ballon d'Or again.
Yeah, I would think so. That was a game today with Canada, that's for sure.
We'll see, though. We'll see.
I don't. Canada had little advantage today. I mean,
oh my gosh! I was like, "What the heck? They won 6-0?"
Yeah.
All right, Canada.
All right. I mean, it does help when you're going against 9 players. Of course, one of their guys did break your guys' leg, so there's that. But
yeah.
Anyway, we'll get too far ahead here.
I mean, I feel like people don't really know Canada. Like, people just think Canada's nice and stuff, but there are some things in the Geneva Convention that are because of what Canada has done.
Not wrong.
So, just think about that. They're nice until they're not.
That's true. And then when they're not, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Hey, I love my fellow Canucks, though, man. It's all good.
I gotta be. I'm really hoping that in the NSL, the Halifax Tides are doing really well this upcoming season. So here's hoping. They were bottom of the barrel at the initial season last season.
Nowhere to go but up.
Absolutely. One last thing we are going to end with, because we are pretty much at that hour mark. We will save the rest of these topics that we have tonight for Saturday's World Cup edition. But England are still having a time of it. So,
well, they were able to overcome it on the pitch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So good on them, because I was a little worried about them. Not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh, so much going on. I mean, they had the earthquake, they had their stuff stolen, and last weekend they were told to shelter indoors after a tornado warning. And they were told to shelter because it winds up 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what we had here last night. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. But yeah, they've had a crazy go of it, obviously with the injuries and happened at camp or outside of camp there, wherever, and an earthquake, and then they get here and there's tornadoes and but you know what? They put a nice performance out on the pitch. And so kudos to them. It's been a rough go, but they're able to go out and take care of Croatia. And they look pretty good doing so, in my opinion. I mean, they got to clean up a little bit on the defensive side of it. But no, we talked about this, I think the last Saturday, I think it was, Harry Kane's Harry Kane, and he's going to do his thing. As people step up, and some other guys stepped up, and it's a nice performance. So good on them for overcoming these initial challenges and putting out a good performance the other day.
Absolutely. Good on them. All right, guys, we are going to be ending the show here. Don't forget to follow the World Cup, get us, catch us starting at 12 Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. You will be finding us, and come join the fun. If you guys want to come on, just kind of let us know. If you want to come on the show, we'd love to have you and talk some world football, man.
Come on board. Love to have you. Love and appreciate all the comments tonight. Really appreciate that immensely. Obviously, come Saturday, we'll be talking what is hopefully another U.S. win. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know the Aussies kind of surprised us a little bit, beating Turkey, but so I think they have a lot of confidence going in tomorrow. So I think if the U.S. can, take what they did against Paraguay and kind of replicate that, I think they're gonna be just fine. Well, Pulisic looks to be. Although it doesn't sound like he's 100%, sounds like he's gonna go, and he'll still keep that defense honest. So everybody's going to step up. I don't think it's a gimme. I know on the paper people think it is. I don't necessarily think so, but we'll see come 3:00 tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about Mexico tonight, and probably talk about who impressed us most so far.
Right.
So.
Goodness gracious. Craziness.
So.
Yeah. Optimistic about the U.S. So far. So hopefully Pulisic is going to be back out on the pitch, and hopefully he's not going to hurt himself too. Like he's not going to re-injure himself.
Yeah, I saw he's wearing a calf sleeve. Has been training and whatnot. Obviously, a perfect situation for the U.S. would be a replication of the other night. Get a 2-3 goal lead. He can go sit, and that would be a perfect, because you're going to need, assuming if they do win, they'll get him into the round of 32. You need him at that point. You're going to need him. So but we'll see. It's been a fun World Cup so far, and it's just going to get even better and better, I think. So excited for Saturday, excited for the rest of these second round of the group. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It's going to be so much fun. All right, guys, you have been watching Shin, Pads, and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And 50 episodes. This makes 50 episodes for Shin Pads. So what a way to celebrate the 50th episode. We will see you guys on Saturday in 2 days at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, right before kickoff. We'll see you guys then.
See you Saturday.
Until then, keep your shin pads sharp and your shenanigans sound. See you next time.
Live from the heart of the action. This is a global goalpost. You're home for everything World Cup.